Today we are here in Soweto on tour of MTN's base station. The telco is suffering heavy losses from vandalism of its infrastructure, as the one that you can see behind us here. So today they have invited members of the media to come and actually see the effects of this kind of vandalism, which is of course exacerbated by the current bounds of load shedding. Thanks a lot, Michael, for bringing us here. We've seen the amount of damage that is happening to these base stations. How is it affecting you as MTN as a business?
Yeah, usually when we lose a base station like this one, we lose coverage in the area where that base station is normally giving the service, providing the service. What happens in a cellular network, in a mobile network, usually you have overlap. So you have coverage coming from second and third service that replace the base station that should give the best service, let me say, in this case, this one. So you don't have usually, especially in the city, in very dense areas, you don't have complete outages, but you have a degradation. While in rural areas, you might have absolutely loss of coverage in the areas that originally was covered by the base station that has got vandalized.
I've seen you are taking some measures to make sure that the vandals don't come back to your sites again. Like you said, you are putting fiber. What else are you putting in place to make sure that this doesn't happen?
No, we actually apply different measures. The first one is on the batteries. The batteries can be secured through different types of actions depending on how risky is the site. The basic action that we do is to install what we call epoxy, that is a concrete protection outside of the batteries. This is not always effective because sometimes it has been dismantled by the thieves, or what happens is that some thieves, they just open the batteries and they steal the cells from the batteries and then they reassemble the cells. So there is a parallel market of batteries now in South Africa and across the border also. The second type of action is to put our batteries in a shelter, in a dedicated shelter that is very, very difficult to violate. The third type of action, that is for the sites that are particularly risky, is actually to use a bunker where both the passive part, so batteries and rectifiers, and the active part, so the base station, are confined, are included, so to avoid that the thieves can enter.
You also mentioned how much you have lost, you have spent this year trying to mitigate against these damages. Can you just repeat to us how much?
We will invest this year. Our plan this year is to invest 1.5 billion rand on network resilience, generally speaking, and in network resilience, within network resilience, we have also a part that is dedicated to prevent or to restore, to prevent vandalism or to restore sites that have been vandalized.
So, for example, this is one kind of a situation whereby the vandals came and cut this cable. According to the officials here at MTN, they are saying they are now having to use fiber instead of copper. Because copper is quite lucrative for the vandals. By putting fiber, they are trying to discourage the vandals from coming in to destroy this infrastructure. This is the battery system that has also been vandalized here. As you can see, they take this to reuse, and according to MTN officials, they are also saying they take advantage of load shedding for them to come and remove these things. And here's a whole stack that is actually empty. It has been emptied. So according to MTN, they are saying this year they've allocated 1.5 billion rand to restore some of these systems that are being vandalized.